Hey guys, good morning. Once again, I'm doing another quick video. It's because I'm doing this video, guys, because people are saying, listen, people are saying, yes, the US have oil, they don't need to worry, so they're not really taking what I'm saying serious. I beg to differ. I'm going to explain something to you why you need to worry. And if you don't believe me, you can do your own research. First and foremost, I'm actually going to read something that was actually released today by JP Morgan Commodities Research. Okay, everyone know who JP Morgan is. Chase Bank. Global reserve are down basically 77.7 billion barrel oil. The US oil reserve has dropped 7.4 billion barrel, and this is since the start of what's happening in the Middle East from February 2026. And so basically, the oil reserve is down 77.4 million barrel. Keep in mind, this is Brent crude oil, not Texas crude oil. This is not the oil that is drilled here on U.S. soil. There's a big difference, and you'll understand more when I go into this video. Now, what JP Morgan Commodities researchers saying, they said basically by July, the U.S. oil reserve will be down to about 6.8 billion barrel. And at that point, there's no turning back. If they don't open up the Strait of Hormuz basically today and start filling up back the oil reserve with, keep in mind, not U.S. crude oil, which is basically Texas crude oil. It's Brent crude oil. This is the oil coming from the Middle East. The oil is completely different. I've done my research. I've done my reading. It's not the same. And the reason why I have to be this specific with the type of oil is because the oil refineries in the U.S. Now, let me go to the oil refineries. They're not designed for Texas crude oil. So the U.S. could have a billion barrel of oil sitting in the ground. They cannot refine it. I'm going to say this one more time for the people who are not doing their research, for the people who are not reading. And chances are people that actually truly like to come on my video and comment typically can't read. All the information they get is from the tube, which is the TV. I'm going to say this one more time. The refineries in the U.S. cannot refine U.S. crude oil / Texas crude oil. They can't do it. The technology is not there. Believe it or not, I read another report where Saudi Arabia actually voluntarily designed to give the U.S. $35 billion to upgrade their refineries, and they refused to do it because they didn't want to. And that was years ago. They refused it. They didn't want to change anything that they were doing. The only oil that can be refined here in the U.S. is coming from the Middle East. So if someone said, oh, I'm not worried about the oil situation because we have millions and millions and millions of barrels of oil sitting in the ground, you're right. But you cannot go in your car. They can't refine it. They can't use it. You cannot use it. So you could have the most oil on this planet. If you can't use it, does it make any sense? That is, does it serve a purpose? No, it doesn't. And another key information I want to bring forward in this video here, it happened early this morning. The U.S. Marines, basically the U.S. Marines Rangers were actually conducting urban warfare in California early this morning around 1 a.m. in the morning. And a lot of people, places like Pasadena, California, a lot of people in these nice neighborhood got woken up by it. They actually I actually saw the news article about it. So the reason why this is happening is because the state of California will be the first state to run out of fuel. And once it run out of fuel, they're projecting that people are going to go nuts. So the U.S. Marine Rangers are conducting urban warfare at this present moment in the state of California. And again, please do your research and see that what I'm saying is true. Just get online and start reading. Again, guys, I can't stress this enough. This is going to affect food. 70% of the food that we consume on our shelves are coming over through these straits that are closing. 70% of the food, the water we drink, the food we eat, the fertilizers, all that stuff. If you don't have any diesel, can you transport food? To get the food on the shelf, you need what is called truck. You need trucks. So if we're having a diesel, can the truck move? No. So if the truck can't move, how are you going to get the food on the shelf? You see the domino effect here? So when people are saying, oh, don't worry, the US have a lot of oil, we don't need to worry, that's because they really don't know what they're talking about. They're not really wrong. They just don't know what they're talking about. I agree the US have a lot of oil, but the oil refineries here in the US cannot refine it. It's not designed to refine it. It's only designed to refine Brent crude oil. And that is the oil that's coming from the Middle East. What's here in the US is called Texas crude oil. Another name they use for it is Texas crude oil. And the oil, these two oil are not the same. They're completely different. So you see where I'm going, right? You see the writing on the wall, correct? Basically, the problem is going to start June 15, 2026. By July, it's going to worsen. By August, by the beginning of September, according to JP Morgan Research Commodities, said by the beginning of September, the U.S. will be in full-blown chaos when it comes to the crisis of oil, food, and energy. Full-blown. No turning back by that time. Basically, what JP Morgan is saying, if they don't get it open today, if we go through June, this month, without the Strait of Hormuz and the other one being open and access to more Brent crude oil, this problem cannot be solved anymore. We're literally head on in this crisis. So again, guys, I'm not here to spread fear. I'm just a guy who do a lot of research, and I want you guys to be aware of what's ahead, the crisis that's about to unfold. And there are going to be people out there that's going to call you crazy, that's going to say what you're doing is unnecessary, you're wasting your time. Don't listen to whatever. It's okay, folks. It's all right. My message is not for everyone. This is the reason why I choose to do these videos. I choose to make people aware of certain things that's not really in the mainstream media. I do have friends of mine that we have regular conversation with, and these are the stuff we talk about. I'm doing my research, they're doing their research, and we share it with each other. And I want you guys to know we're entering a point in time in modern human history where we've never seen this before, and it's not going to get better. All right, it's just going to get worse, and the problem will seriously start right after June 15th, right after that Brent crude oil passes the limit, the marker. And once it passes the marker, and they still haven't opened up that Strait of Hormuz, there's no turning back. Once again, I told you guys, by the beginning of September, according to JP Morgan Commodities Research, we are going to be in full-blown chaos. And again, as I told you, their U.S. Marine Rangers are already conducting urban warfare in California, because California is going to be the first state to run out of fuel. And they already know once it happens, people are going to go nuts. That's why that's going on there. And they already start in California. It's just a matter of time before they start moving to other states. Folks, I love each and every one of you. I'm not here to steer you the wrong way. I'm not here to spread fear. If you see what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm saying, and you see that what I'm saying is true, start preparing, start saving, start stacking up on food. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you and yours are secure, which is your family. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Ciao.